Over the past 5 years, I've had multiple iterations where I would go on this bulk and then I would cut, and I would go on this bulk and I would cut. And so I have 5 rules that I have to get lean every single time, which I'm going to share with you in this video. And I guarantee you, if you follow these rules, getting lean, losing weight is going to be effortless for you. All right, here we go. The first one is to eat more. Because there was many times throughout this where I thought eating less was the answer. I thought, oh, if I just go all the way down and slash all my calories, that I'm just going to magically lose all this weight even faster. And it is a race to the bottom. And a race to the bottom is not the answer. Because if you are eating 0 calories, you are putting 0 nutrients that your body needs into your body, and it's going to stress your body out. You're going to move less because you don't have the energy to even move around all day. And so if you're stressing your body out, you're not recover as well. And if you're not recovering, you're not going to lose weight. And think about this. When I talk about eating more, this amount of peanut butter is 100 calories. Or this amount of olive oil is 100 calories. There's so many of these high calorie, low density foods that you're eating, especially if you eat a high processed diet, that are just, in terms of bang for your buck, horrible. So when I talk about eating more, it's about eating these amazing bang for your buck foods to make you feel full so that you don't associate losing weight with starving yourself. You're like, oh my God, I can feel this full and still be losing weight? Yes, and that's what we want. So stick to high volume, low calorie foods and hammer those. These typically have a lot of water or fiber content. Cucumbers, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, peppers, strawberries, apples. Just ChatGPT, hey, can you give me the top 50 highest volume, low calorie foods? I guarantee you there's a few in there that you love eating, and just hammer the shit out of those. Hammer them on top of eating a ton of protein. And you're going to feel so full and life is going to be awesome. And you're not even going to want a snack. And that is also a huge key, but for another day. Second one is intentionally incorporating unhealthy foods into your diet. Because I know what's going to happen. I know this happened to you before because it happened to me a bunch of times where one of 2 situations is going to happen. One, you're 4-6 weeks, you're halfway through or wherever you are in this perfect diet. And suddenly there comes a situation where free food is involved. A work happy hour. Someone at work brings in cookies because they like to bake. You go to a friend's house, a family member's house. It's a birthday party dinner. Birthday party. Bunch of free food. And you are a social animal like we all are. We give into the temptation. It's right there. We might just say, oh, just one bite. And suddenly that one bite, that one little nibble turns into you just inhale on everything. And it's because you've put yourself in this all or nothing mentality where it's either you're perfect or you're not. So when you just had that small little chip, it's like, oh, I ruined my perfect day. Now I should just go as hard as possible because I already ruined the day. And suddenly you just wash away all the progress that you made from the past few weeks. Because you're in this all or nothing mentality. Hey, I've been there. I get you, man. Situation number 2 is that you just successfully completed that 8 to 12 week perfect diet run. Congratulations. Now you're like, okay, I'm going to reward myself by eating some of these foods that I've been restricting for so long. And suddenly that becomes the slipperiest slope you could have ever imagined, because the harder that you've been restricting, the harder it is, the harder you just want to eat all these foods, the rebound. And that is what creates that yo-yo effect. You lose all the weight and then you gain it back and even plus some. And so the all or nothing mentality and the yo-yo diet are 2 situations that we want to avoid. And you do this by intentionally incorporating unhealthy foods into your diet. This is not a sprint. This is not a race. This is a marathon. And the marathon is your life. Would you rather slowly lose the weight and keep it off for the rest of your life, or do these quick sprints where you lose 10 pounds then gain 10 pounds? That is just emotionally and mentally draining. You know that. It is not a race. An 80% healthy diet for the rest of your life is much better than 100% perfect diet for 2 months, and then you rebound for 2 months, and then you want to go back to a healthy diet for 2 months, and you just do this. Keep this 70 to 80% healthy diet and do that for the rest of your life. So incorporate the foods that you love. Maybe it's a pizza, maybe it's a cookie every Tuesday. You do it every Friday. Who knows? Make it sustainable for yourself. You have your routine, you have majority of being healthy, and then the foods that you still love, being a little bit unhealthy, it doesn't matter. Incorporate that in there so that you don't, again, put yourself in this mentality that you have to choose. That you have to choose between being healthy and the things that you love. It should not be that way, because you're going to choose the things. If you make that, then you're going to perceive being healthy as the enemy, because you're like, oh, it's taking away the things that I love. So incorporate those things, and just enough to scratch that itch and keep you fulfilled with those things, and to keep it sustainable for the long term. Number 3 is incline treadmill. Because a lot of you think that you need to do all this crazy cardio and work up a huge sweat and work yourself into the ground in order to lose weight. And what happens is that you associate, well, I hate running. I hate cardio. So you associate losing weight with those things that you hate, and suddenly you put yourself in this mentality again. I have to do things that I hate in order to lose weight. No. We cannot do that. That is not going to work in the long term. We're thinking about the long term here. And if you're like me, you are sitting at a desk, in your car, in a chair for 8 to 10 hours a day. So we are not moving nearly as much as we should be. And so if you just go and sit on the couch after work when you get home, then you're sitting even more. If you're like me, you love Netflix, you love YouTube. I scroll on Instagram probably more than I should. And especially when you scroll on Instagram, boom, an hour just somehow just vanished. So if you can what I do is I save those things for the treadmill. An hour, 2 hours just vanishes. And suddenly you just got 8 to 10,000 steps in by doing something you still love to do. Because here's what we're doing. We're pairing things that we love, Netflix, YouTube, doom scrolling, on treadmill, so it doesn't feel like we're doing that we're taking things away that we love. We're combining. And so you can easily get 8 to 10,000 steps just doing that right away, automatic. Oh my God, your life is going to change. And the biggest hack here is actually to do it on an incline, because the steeper that you do it on an incline, you can actually double the amount of calories that you burn. So if we're talking about maximizing your time, and the highest return on investment, the highest leverage things that you can do is that if you can double the amount of calories you burn just by changing the incline of what you were going to walk anyway, why would you not take that opportunity? Even just a little bit of incline makes a huge difference. So it's about pairing the things that you love. While you're running, you're doing a bunch of cardio, you can't be watching Netflix, you can't be watching YouTube. It is not going to be sustainable. You're just not going to want to do it for the long term. But you can walk every day. I guarantee you can walk every day. Number 4 is do not look at the scale. There are so many variables at play that cause you to hold on to water, temporarily increase the scale. And so maybe you ate a little bit more carbs the night before. Maybe you ate a little bit more salt. Maybe you got a little bit more stress because of work. Maybe you didn't sleep as well. Those are all factors that cause you to hold on a little bit more water, and that will add an extra pound or two on the scale. So you might be thinking, oh, I'm doing all of the right things, and you get all pissed off because you're gaining weight all of a sudden. And now you're all pissed off. You're like, this doesn't work. Well, and then you stop doing it. And it's like, no, that's no. Or number 2 is that because you see that you gained 2 pounds, you take reactive measures. Oh, because I gained 2 pounds, I'm going to not eat dinner. Oh, I'm going to do an extra hour of cardio. And then suddenly you make it even harder for your body to recover because you did these preventative or reactive measures. And so you're just spiraling, cascading, and make the problem even worse. And so the scale is going to lie to you. The best indicator is your waist. The waist won't lie. 2 is just look in the mirror and look at the muscle definition. Because also, if you lose 2 pounds of fat and you gain 2 pounds of muscle because you've been doing really good in the gym, that is canceling out, and so the scale's not going to move. So why would you even look at the scale? You can lose 10 pounds of fat and gain 10 pounds of muscle after 3 months, and are you really measuring your success on the scale? Where by that standard, you would have been a complete failure because the scale moved 0. But that's a massive success. You gained 10 pounds of muscle and lost 10 pounds of fat? That's amazing. Don't look at the scale. The 5th one is emotional regulation. This is the most important. If you can manage your mind and your emotions, any goal will be effortless. But losing weight especially, because it is a mental battle. Because you're only in the gym for 3 to 4 hours a week. So where does that other 100 hours go? There are so many situations that can easily swing you one way or the other. And they're all based on your emotions. And your emotions are going to cause you to eat a bunch of shit that you probably shouldn't be eating. For an example, you just had a shit day at work. It's been a long day. It's been stressful. It's been hard. You're tired because you didn't sleep well the night before. There's a lot of emotions going on here. Maybe you're frustrated, you're angry, you're stressed, you're sad, whatever it might be. Let's just DoorDash something tonight. Let's just grab pizza. Oh, there's cookies. Or you're sitting on the couch, your TV, you're a little bit, even though you're watching TV, you're like, I could still use some stimulation. I'm a little bit bored. Chips. And that happened to me where whenever I had a long day at work or I had a stressful day, my brain would immediately go, ooh, how about we get some Doritos? Doritos will make me feel better. And I did a poor job of recognizing that. And so I kept myself in this loop. And the most dangerous thing is that your brain is going to start associating creating these links. Because think about this. Ryan is stressed. When Ryan is stressed, Ryan eats Doritos. And when Ryan eats Doritos, my brain gets all this dopamine and is happy. And so your brain starts to learn, oh, hey, I want to be happy all the time. And I know that Doritos make me happy. And for Ryan to eat Doritos, he needs to be stressed. So what's your brain going to do? Oh, it's going to try to make you be stressed so that it can ultimately be happy in the end, because that's how your brain works. And you're going to just get yourself in this loop. You don't want to be in that loop. But the first step to not being in the loop is to figure out you are in the loop and figure out what's causing this loop. And so in order to manage your emotions, you have to be aware of them, because you might be running in this autopilot. So whenever you have this behavior that you didn't want to do, maybe it was to DoorDash something, maybe it was you binge ate or emotionally ate, or you ate all those Doritos or cookies. Just think and reflect, what caused that? And you might be thinking, oh, it's because I was really tired from the night before. Or maybe it was like, because I scrolled a shit ton on social media on seeing people live their best lives, that made me really stressed out and feel like a piece of shit, so I needed to make myself feel better. And it's like, oh, wow, okay, we figured out the cause of that. It's like, what steps can we take to prevent that cause? And if it's scrolling on social media, maybe you have to delete Instagram, and that is going to absolutely change your life. For an example, when I was on Instagram, I used to follow a bunch of food creators, and they were like posting all these yummy, amazing looking pictures of food. And when I saw that, it made me want to eat and go out eating these unhealthy things. And so I had to unfollow all of them because that was my trigger. And so the best way to manage your emotions is just to first be even aware of them so that you're not running on autopilot. And then 2, the best thing that I found is actually just as whoa as it sounds, it's just to sit down for a second and just breathe. Now you can look up a bunch of all that science stuff around breath work, but just take a few moments to just sit down with yourself and breathe. And oh my God, it is going to make a world of difference. Manage your emotions. It's going to make you much more equipped to handle all of these situations that life is going to throw at your way so that you can make good decisions. Anyways, those are my 5 key tips that I use every single time to make sure that I get lean effortlessly over and over again. And I hope these are helpful for you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Cheers.